Wrestling Never Sleeps Network on YouTube. We are broadcasting live. I am here with some distinguished gentlemen, some diehard wrestling fans, lifelong wrestling fans. Of course, I'm Jared Never Sleeps here with Travis, Tyrell, and Adam. We are going to be delivering some wonderful wrestling content on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe at youtube.com/wrestling never sleeps. And this is kind of our kickoff. We're relaunching this channel. And we just wanted to let you guys know that we're gonna have some great stuff for you. So, how you guys doing today so far?
We're doing great.
A lot of exciting things going on in wrestling, by the way, right now.
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
You know, we got a Battle of the Belts tonight. Who's excited for that?
I was excited. I'm gonna be honest with you. The only thing I'm probably more excited about is to see if Dustin actually wins the championship.
Think they'll do Cody Dustin too?
You're cutting out a little bit. I missed what you said. You said you're excited, but
I'm excited to see if Dustin actually wins the title.
So did they vacate it? I missed that. Did they completely vacate it, or is he
Intern.
defending it for Cody?
that was interesting to me. I've never seen something like that. An interim champion.
I don't even know how that works.
The way I took it was he's defending it for Cody. So
Dustin wins it, and then Cody comes back and be like, "Can I get my belt back?" And then Dustin's like, "No," and then they fight for it.
There you go.
There you go.
And then Cody turns full heel by using the pedigree, right? You know he's been teasing it for a couple of weeks now. It's only a matter of time before
I would love that.
If you know wrestling, you know that's
he just has to go full Triple H. I think
submit.
so. Yeah, he should.
At this point, yeah, he might as well just get Triple H there and then actually have him be his manager.
Wait here about 2 or 3 weeks, see what happens.
Yeah, once Triple H gets released this week, he'll be in AEW in a couple.
2 hours from now, he's gone.
You give him that much time. I'm actually thinking he'll be released in the next hour.
By the time we're done this,
they're gonna release him before Battle of the Belt, so it'll be the biggest story on wrestling.
interesting though if they give it to Dustin, and like say if Dustin wins, and then he's going to have the rematch with Cody. They're basing that off the first match that these two guys had, and that was like right near the beginning of the time the company started. So it'd be a little refreshing, even though they technically say they don't do rematches. Yeah, obviously they're going to have to do that, but
it'll be their second rematch in like 2 weeks, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like slowly hitting the WWE mold. They had 2 rematches now and a disqualification for the first time ever.
So, question: what do you guys, in your opinion?
No, the disqualification.
In your opinion,
on Wednesday when Sean Dean beat MJF.
Oh, right.
So, what do you guys think can be improved upon in AEW? Because I think they've had like a very hot streak this year.
The referee not realizing when there's how many wrestlers in the ring at the same time.
Yeah, it's bad.
Now, don't get me wrong.
The bald guy.
Don't get me wrong. I like the flow, but how blind can the referee be? Seriously, this referee really doesn't see anything that's going on in the ring.
It's almost like ECW back in the day. Like
I'd rather
ECW.
I'd rather the referee see it and be like, I just don't care, than for us to make it be like, yo, come on. You know what's crazy when my mother's like, yo, really, referee? Like, you don't see that? Like, for real?
It's almost like ECW days where like so many interferences and run-ins would happen consistently throughout the show, and like the refs just expecting it at that point. So they're just like you said, it's like I don't care, but at least they were honest about it. They weren't trying to like fool the audience, fool the crowd,
this is what I'm saying.
And make it look like they weren't paying attention or just not noticing it, because you can feel the mat move, as I'm sure Travis knows. How like it's so easy for you to feel someone else in that ring with you.
Oh yeah.
So what do you think about that, Travis?
I think you're hitting the nail on the head there when you say that I think it's them trying to find their identity as a company. Looking back at an ECW where the referees kind of let more stuff go. Well, AEW wants to be more cutting edge than what WWE is, right? So WWE sticks closer to the rules. They stick closer to the belt. Well, that's fine. AEW is going to be a little bit different, and this is how we're going to be different.
No, very bad point for sure, definitely.
But to me, it's like my favorite wrestler of all time is Bret Hart.
What you mean?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
What you mean? Who was your favorite? What you mean? In what sense of being your favorite all time?
No, okay. Oh, sorry, because it was cutting out for me. But I was saying, like, okay, Bret Hart is like my favorite wrestler of all time. I think one thing that was great about him is that he tries to make his stuff like really believable and really
Yes,
clean
I
and
agree.
not too phony. So I
Mhm.
feel like when you have like the ref who just clearly like blind and the ref is like really like just out there and it's not even believable, it kind of messes up like the art form of it, of like making a fake fight look believable. And when the ref is
Yeah,
not
exactly.
playing within those rules of the art, it kind of is like it's like cheap, you know?
I agree
Takes
with
away
you
the
100%.
psychology.
It takes away
Exactly.
the
The art
psychology of it,
form.
yeah, because it's like okay, that's the easy thing to do. That's the easy thing to do, is just have like a ref that's just completely oblivious. Like that takes no thought.
Right.
But it does take thought to have like different spots and different certain places and stuff and have things the right way, you know?
Let me ask you a question. Do you guys think do you think that that Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy was actually supposed to win that match on Wednesday?
Travis, you brought up a good point earlier when we were talking before about, after Phoenix went through the table, was it really capable of him being able to come back in the ring, participate in the match at full capacity or enough capacity, I should say, to, even attempt to make a save? So,
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
oh, no. I was basically just asking you, reassuring myself that that's what I heard correctly, was that you thought that this was actually supposed to be probably meant to happen, because if you look at it realistically, as we were just talking about, how could Phoenix come back from that, right? That's a big bump. That's a big spot,
Right.
despite the injury, which I feel overshadows the entire event that night, let alone the match and the title change. But you thought it was planned, right? Like that was
Right. I
supposed to
mean,
happen?
unless you're looking at a surprise from Phoenix, not Phoenix, I'm sorry, Penta.
Well,
Right.
what I read, I'm sorry to cut you off, Travis, but what I read was that it was actually supposed to be that Christian was actually supposed to turn on them, but because the injury happened, they ended up going with the title switch instead, because they were saying that was the point of why he chased off Alex, and then he came back to ringside. It was supposed to be he was supposed to actually turn. Remember, this heel turn with Christian and Jungle Express is supposed to have happened months ago.
And that's very possible, but just kind of watching the match and not having that whole backstory, it looked like everything went probably pretty much how it would have, because like I was saying, like Adam reinforced there, you take a bump like that, you shouldn't be getting back into the ring.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, we live in the era of false finishes and all that kind of thing, but if you're getting choke slammed from the apron to the outside and you've already had a 25-minute match, that's probably where he's going to be, broken arm or not.
That was scary though.
True.
Some of those bumps don't need to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it added anything to the match at all. Like it was just a choke slam. Like we've seen that before. We've seen people go get choke slammed to a table.
Well, and unfortunately, what it ended up doing was taken away from the entire show.
Yeah,
I was going to say
that's all anybody's talking about from the show, right?
Yep.
It overshadows everything that happened. It overshadowed the main event, where Paige actually beat Brian, which didn't happen the first time they met either. So, it's a shame that Phoenix got hurt, but again, an uncalculated risk that didn't need to take place. The spot didn't need to happen, in my opinion, because it didn't really add to anything. Like, yeah, it was cool for a cheap pop for the live audience and maybe some viewers at home. But now the result is you lose a star, you break up a tag team temporarily. Fortunately, I read that it wasn't broken, just fractured or sprained. I don't know how that happened.
Man, listen, that man's made out of rubber bands.
Exactly.
Rubber band man.
Now what they're gonna do is they're gonna put Penta probably as a singles. He's probably gonna go heel, and then he'll probably be in the TNT title picture.
I was gonna say he should be the one challenging, I think, Sammy Guevara, if Sammy gets that title back.
Mm-hmm. I can see him being.
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I've always liked Penta as a singles guy because I watched a lot of him in Lucha.
Me too.
Underground.
Me too.
So that was a cool dynamic that they had going on there, and like he was just his own character, and like the fans were into him. He was way over. So for him to get out of that singles dynamic or that tag team dynamic again would be really kind of cool, especially if it was against a guy like Sammy, someone that he could actually really help get over even more than he already is as a face.
And I think it'll be similar to when he was out with an injury and they were giving Ray Phoenix some spots.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
right. That's
Ray
right. I
Phoenix
forgot
actually
about that.
wrestled for the world title.
Yeah.
It was at the Winter Bash or whatever it's called. Winter is Coming last year.
Right.
So, you know, maybe he'll get some opportunities like that just to keep him relevant.
Definitely. Penta's a bigger guy too. He
Right.
he seems like a little more legit heavyweight.
Mhm.
So it's more believable that he would be challenging guys that are, about his size, if not a little bit bigger. Guys
Yeah,
like
he's-
Cody, guys like even a Lance Archer. Just that whole group of top tier guys right now. I'm not saying that Lance is top tier, but just in the size, physical size.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's one thing that's great about AEW is like you can get so many different types of wrestling styles, and they're not afraid to like put different guys in there with each other. Like I really like to run like Daniel Bryan Danielson when he went through the entire Dark Order, and you have to like different matches and even stuff they're doing with CM Punk, where he might be facing like a powerhouse Hobbs, and then he might be facing a Darby Allin the next week. I really like that he's really mixing things up in contrast to like WWE, where it's kind of always like the same exact thing.
You know, WWE is always like the same exact match.
yeah, pretty much.
New
Lately,
Day,
at least.
New Day just fought the Usos for like the 5th time
Yeah.
in like 6 weeks.
Yeah. And no matter how good your chemistry is, that just gets tiresome. That just hurts the eyes after a while.
I agree.
Like, are they doing? They're
And
not
then
even
the
doing
funny part
50-50.
And then the funny part is like when people wanted like the New Day versus the Bloodline for Survivor.
That's crazy because I was
You
like,
know,
too, 'cause
like-
the storyline was perfectly built for it.
I saw that so much online. Right.
Maybe that's what they do now with Big E, since he's apparently lost his quick reign of being champion.
I think he wins the Rumble.
Throw him back. I was thinking that too, just to give him a little bit more legitimacy, get him back in the title picture.
Mhm. Because his
Because I think
loss
right now
wasn't-
they're just
his
Yeah,
loss
sorry,
wasn't
go
well
ahead.
makes
received
sense,
by
but
a
you know
lot of
they're not gonna
people.
do that.
You got to think what they're looking for to win the Rumble. I mean, that's got to be somebody to be put on the banner to marquee WrestleMania.
So Braun
Yeah.
Breaker's coming up.
Yeah, probably.
Austin Theory.
These last couple of weeks, that's probably the
Nah, hell no. Hell no.
but-
I don't
No,
buy
he
man.
I
did
don't
that.
think they
steal
see Big
Vince's
E as
edge.
that guy. If they did see him as that guy, he would have took that pin.
Yeah.
I just look at it like I'm calling it now, though. Whoever wins the Royal Rumble is not winning their match at WrestleMania.
I'm so interested
Well, who
to
could it
see
be?
what-
Who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble?
Braun Breaker.
Mm,
I honestly I don't have an opinion on that right now, but I do. I'm more interested to see what's going to happen with if it's going to be title versus title at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like the rumors have been
Mhm.
circulating, or if
Reigns and Brock.
does Brock somehow drop it before then, or Reigns drop it?
Does
Just
you
to
know what
Rollins?
would be interesting?
I don't know.
You know what would be interesting? Well, let's just say Lashley beats Brock because Roman interferes, right? At Rumble.
Yeah.
And then Lashley enters, then Lesnar hits the Royal Rumble and wins the Rumble. Then goes right back after Roman anyway. Matter of fact, I'm calling late. I'm calling it now. Lesnar's winning the Rumble. Lesnar's winning the Rumble. I can't see it. For some odd reason, I can't
Brock
see
Lesnar?
anything else happening. Yep. Roman causes Lesnar the match against Lashley. Lesnar enters the Rumble and wins the Rumble. And then you go. Now you still got Brock and Roman at WrestleMania. There you go. And then you get Lashley with the title, and then you probably get Lashley and Big E at the title at WrestleMania.
For better or for worse, I can actually see that happening.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
really
Yeah.
feel like the fact that they have to sell out a stadium, like they have to sell out Dallas Cowboy Stadium. I really feel like they're gonna go with the title match because that's like really the biggest thing you can possibly do to sell out a stadium like
Yeah.
that. Of that size.
Yeah, without it, that's the
it has to
biggest
be
you can
Brock
actually
versus
do.
Roman, title versus title.
No,
Okay, so
did you
they-
say they're in Dallas?
Yeah, they're in Dallas for 2
Oh,
nights.
okay,
too.
so really what they're going to do is they're going to bring Shawn Michaels back.
Oh,
Sell
God.
out the I'm just,
Stone Cold too. Don't forget.
yeah, they're going to bring Stone Cold back.
Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania. You heard it here first.
That's funny. But NXT, I haven't kept up with for a little while. Moving on, sorry to move on, but NXT, I know Braun is the new champion. Who do you see challenging him next? What do you guys feel about Harland first? Jared knows that I'm a big Harlan
Oh,
fan.
God.
Parker
Okay, let me
Boudreaux.
preface this. This guy loves Parker Boudreaux. He loves
Parker.
Harlan.
He's the
Parker
man.
Boudreaux, whatever you want to call him.
No. Parker Boudreaux had hair and looked like Brock Lesnar. This is Harlan.
Yeah.
This is a totally different guy now.
Yeah, I'm a fan of his style. It's old school. It reminds me of Americanized Walter,
Yeah.
who's now in the United States, I guess, wrestling for NXT and not the UK because he's doing his last match.
You just called Braun Breaker's next challenger. It's going to be Walter.
That's
Yes,
exactly what it's going to be.
Yes, it is.
You just called it. Yep. You said it and didn't even realize you said it.
Well, I love
one of
Walter.
these NIL people, the
my
college
God.
kids. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be Jake Paul versus or Logan Paul versus
or Jake Paul, either one.
No, Johnny Knoxville's gonna win the Rumble.
Oh my God.
Johnny Knoxville's gonna eliminate like 4 guys. Watch.
He's gonna get rid of Sammy at least. He'll get rid of Sami Zayn.
But as far as Braun Breaker's next opponent, Walter would make sense. But if you're gonna debut Walter on NXT, do you really want to because someone has to lose, right? So you're really gonna beat one of them that quickly?
We got comments in this section, guys. We got comments.
It's WWE. They're gonna do the thing that makes at least logical sense for their superstars to grow.
You have to go what makes the least logical sense.
Okay, so you know what makes the least logical sense? It'll be WrestleMania weekend. Braun Breaker will beat Walter. Walter will be on the main roster by the end of WrestleMania.
For the 24/7 chat.
Fired by SummerSlam.
Braun Breaker will be beating Roman for the title by SummerSlam.
Damn. I think this is what I really feel. I feel like Roman Reigns is gonna hold in that title until they can do The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I think he might have like an epic 2-year.
This year's Survivor Series.
Bruno Sammartino run.
Yeah, just give it to him.
14 years.
I mean, at this point, nobody looks believable anyway to beat him anyway.
No.
Yeah. No one's credibility is up there at all.
No, the only one that is Braun or Brock.
Not even Brock. Brock lost in Saudi. I don't even take him serious anymore.
I like this new spin on him.
Brock is comedy Brock now.
I like it for him.
Lumberjack with the ponytail and the beard. The Brock we always knew we wanted but never got him.
Right.
Canadian Brock.
I used to say that when he used to be in UFC. He used to have the beard. I'm like, why he don't wear it in wrestling? Because every time he come back, he go back to clean shaven Brock again. I'm like, this Brock is badass. Half ponytail and beard. And he's on TV.
Then he comes out and he likes people. What the hell?
Yeah. And he's on TV every week, and nobody's never talking about that.
Selfies.
Twice a year.
Yo, he's literally been on TV every week since the beginning of December.
He talks.
This is what I'm saying.
Decent promos.
Yeah.
It's funny yesterday because he did his whole introduction better than Paul Heyman does it.
Yes, he did, and he sounded like Paul too.
Yeah. Then he told Paul to shut up.
Acknowledge me.
I mean, if everybody don't see Paul Heyman turning on Brock, don't see.
I was gonna say Paul turns.
I'm coming a mile away, man.
Yeah, the fake beat up with the chair.
And then I like how the little touch. I don't know if you noticed it. The Uso shirt with the bloodline. They have Paul Heyman's face X'd out.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yep.
I didn't see that.
That was hilarious.
But yeah, I think that's the biggest match they can do, title versus title.
No,
and
you want me to be honest with you? If I was booking, I would bring this full circle, and I would actually have I would have Jimmy Uso challenge him for the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but no one knows who Jimmy. I mean, maybe they don't know who Jimmy Uso is. Like, it's got to be.
Everybody knows who Jimmy Uso. Come on, you know the.
No, I'm saying for a marquee. Like a marquee match at Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
But this is the storyline that's been brewing. Actually, if you be honest with you, Jey Uso
you gotta sell 70,000 tickets.
You gotta sell. You gotta have.
That might sell.
It might sell 700, but still,
if you want to do that Extreme Rules, then I'm all for it. But 70,000 people.
Be honest with you, Jey Uso should be the one to take the title off of Roman. Be honest with you, if you're doing it from a strictly storyline standpoint.
Yeah, but
I know it's WWE. It doesn't make any sense.
WWE.
Mountain Dew. No disrespect to Jimmy Uso.
If I'm in a boardroom with Vince right now, and I'm like, yo, let's go back to storyline. Jey Uso takes it. I'm probably getting fired.
Yeah, they're like, are you going to test him for drugs?
They'd be showing Nick Khan the door.
Right. I mean,
but here's the other weird thing about WWE is that they're like basically handed stars and they don't become stars. Like a guy like Braun Strowman, I think should be like could have been like top tier, like marquee, sell out a stadium type of guy. That they waived him, now they fired him, but like
Man, they ruined him.
Drew McIntyre.
They ruined him.
Yeah, Drew.
They ruined Braun when they didn't put the belt on him because they wanted to put the belt on Roman so bad.
Yeah,
he had all the momentum in the world, and he had the money in the bank. He fooled all the fans by coming out like he was going to cash. He never did. Then they turned him heel, aligned him with Drew and Dolph for no reason. That didn't work out, and then he was back to a baby face like weeks later.
Yeah,
it was stupid.
The whole Shane McMahon thing too.
Oh, that was the most stupid feud. You should have knew everything was out of the whack after that. Nah, KD, Seth is not winning the title.
What's that?
You said in the comment section, KD Swagger said Seth is winning the title at Royal Rumble. No, he's not.
That's what the report's saying, that they want to put the title on Seth Rollins for some reason.
I disagree.
Seth Rollins is winning the Universal title.
I don't know.
Interesting. His new theme is better than what he's had in the past. I must say that.
I like authority Seth Rollins. That's my favorite Seth Rollins. I can do without the Drip God.
Yeah.
Isn't he officially Seth freaking Rollins now?
Yeah,
Seth freaking Rollins.
So does that mean like they kind of quietly sending him back to that Seth that beat Brock? Because that was Seth freaking Rollins, wasn't it?
That was the Beast Slayer.
The Beast Slayer. Oh yeah,
the Beast Slayer. Yeah.
He was a King Slayer, the Beast Slayer.
But
Man,
to
how
me,
many different gimmick
Seth
changes are you
Rollins,
gonna go through?
Yeah, he went through like a different character changes over the last like couple of years.
Once every 4 months.
He should come out. He should come out of Royal Rumble with the Shield music.
Damn it.
Did you see? Did you see that's what he did last night when he knocked on the door? He was knocking the theme, the Shield theme music.
Oh, I missed that.
Yep, when the door was knocking, that was it was a theme music of the Shield that he was knocking.
And Roman's like, well, it can't be Moxley.
You guys,
Ambrose.
Imagine.
What'd you guys think of Edge coming out to the Brood? Since we're on the topic of themes.
Love it.
Wasn't that badass?
It fits him.
He looks like a
so
fucking
cool.
vampire.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah, yeah, he does.
He looks more like one now than he did back then.
Jared doesn't agree.
I'm just saying, if you have a guy who's a bona fide stud, a bona fide legend, and he's come back after 9 years, I feel like you can get more out of him. I feel you can get some more meaningful feuds out of him than like Edge versus The Miz. I don't.
Yeah,
the feud
that was terrible.
I'm not a fan of the entrance.
But logic makes no sense. He won the feud with Seth Rollins, yet Seth Rollins got put in the title picture. He didn't. So tell me, where does that make sense?
Welcome to wrestling, brother.
Brother.
No, welcome to WWE wrestling.
That's fair.
Sports entertainment.
Yeah, I would have using Edge a lot better than what WWE has been using them.
Even Rampage last night acknowledged the fact that Adam Cole's the number one contender now. So you know where that's headed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as he should.
I don't think he's going to win the title though.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to right now. He's still
I think the Bucks are going to cost him the title by accident.
Yep. And then Kenny's coming back.
Yep.
Accident.
Accident. Yeah.
Oopsie.
How do you guys feel about Hangman being the champion? Because personally, he's just not over to me.
I'm gonna say this. Yeah. They took too long. He was as hot as when he should have won it, and then he had to leave because he had the baby. And then it was like he came back and they threw him back in the title picture. It was already, by that time, it was like already too late.
He definitely has the following, but I don't think he was ready at the beginning, and I don't think he's ready now.
He was ready. Like I said, he was ready at, what was it, All Out? Should have been when he won the title. And then, like I said, the thing, he had to take the leave, and then he came back. Then he won the Battle Royal, and it was automatically number one contender. And it was like, okay, we know he's winning. But he had all the momentum in September, and then it just went away.
So to me, it looks like I pointed out to Adam a couple weeks ago. It kind of gives me the same vibes of like, you know, when CM Punk was the world heavyweight champion, and there were just much bigger stars than him, like Batista and Shawn Michaels and Jericho.
Yeah, that was WWE's. But see, that was WWE's fault though.
No, but what I'm saying is like Hangman gives me that same energy. Like he's just not the guy. There's because you have Bryan Danielson, you know, you have CM Punk now. You have bigger names than Adam Page, and I feel like he's just not the guy because they're just bigger names that you can kind of
Yeah, but
allow
at
to be
least you-
champion.
but at
It's
least
almost
now
like it's almost like in the golden era when Hogan was Hogan wasn't champion and the champion still was the co-main event towards Hogan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like Hogan was main eventing still, even though he wasn't champion.
Right.
Man,
And then like
Hogan-
Warrior would co-main
Or like when
against like
Cena
Rick
was
Rude or
champion.
someone.
Hogan
Yeah.
was main eventing eight house shows, and the world champ was main eventing B house shows. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
How?
Yeah.
I
So
completely
it's
agree.
kind of like that too.
When you have the championship, it should mean more than
Anything.
any other match you can put on. And when you got a guy holding it, that, I mean, gimmick wise, it's hey cowboy shit, and you got so many other people that are more over than him, just based on who they are.
Like
I mean,
if it was me,
nothing against
This guy
him,
a
but
year
I think
ago was a alcoholic
building
hanging
it.
out with Dark Order.
yeah.
Right.
Like-
where,
like if it
where
was
they
me,
went with
I
that
think-
was I didn't like.
Bryan Danielson should be the
Oh, sorry,
AEW
Travis.
champion. I think Bryan Danielson should be the AEW champion right now. I
Nah.
think that's the best
Nah.
bet.
Nah. First of all, he wasn't even supposed to be in that position to begin with. He's only in that position because Moxley went out. That was all supposed to be Moxley. So no, because now you think about it, Danielson's probably gonna go right back to being a good guy again.
Well, I look
think
at
for
it.
the company that would
the
be
way
the
I say
best
that-
move.
I look at I look
Yeah,
at
I
it
agree.
like people know him from Total Divas, people know him from WWE. He's a great wrestler, and I think to kind of like grow your brand and for like awareness of AEW, I feel like you have to have Danielson as a champion, and he can perform in the ring. He's probably the best wrestler on the roster.
And I think that's where AEW is right now. They need that guy to be the champion.
No,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
that's
gonna
how I
be.
look at it.
and I
They
think-
haven't been around long enough to build their own
and
world
I think
heavyweight
it's gonna.
champion.
It's either gonna. The next champion is either gonna be Adam Cole or MJF.
The next champion is gonna be.
Either Adam Cole. It's gonna be Adam Cole or MJF.
I don't want to be see MJF to be a champion for a while. I think he's got time to really just.
Well, first of all, they got to get
Develop.
through this whole Batista like feud with him and Wardlow first, because Wardlow is what they did is slowly started stealing what Batista did with the Triple H. It's coming. You see it.
Yeah, but I think that's what gives MJF time. He can do other things. I think he should beat Punk personally.
Yeah, I think so
Yep.
too. I think so
I
too.
think he should beat Punk.
But then if
yeah,
he
he
beats
can do the
Punk,
Wardlow thing, but MJF still can be.
okay, so but if he beats Punk and then he doesn't win the title after that, then what does that mean?
It solidifies him as like, okay, he can be a main eventer because he has a win over CM Punk.
Okay,
He's
but
never
how
like
many
to be a champion yet, but just to give him those credibility wins.
But how many
I think it's good
how many
for him.
times do we sit here and be like, "Yo, he's a main eventer, but he's not the champion"? It's like now we can't take him serious. I can't have him beat Punk and then get a title shot against Heyman and then lose, because this will be like his third world title opportunity he lost.
It depends on how he loses, though. It depends on
No.
how he loses.
I can't agree. How many times okay, so let's look at it from a WWE standpoint. How many times have we looked at a certain guy and be like, "Yo, he lost again"? Okay, he got cheated, he lost again. But he got cheated, okay, he lost again. And then he gets another title shot, and we're like, okay, he's not going to win this time.
But what
Like
if he
Kevin
does?
Owens is a perfect example. When he fought last year, when he fought Roman in those trilogy matches,
Yeah.
it's like 2 out of 3 of those matches he should have actually won the belt. And then we sit there and we're like, okay, yeah, he's never going to win. Cesaro, they built Cesaro up for months, and we like, okay, he gets a title shot, we know he's not going to win. I don't want to look at my wrestlers and be like, yo, okay, we built him up. It's just not his time yet.
Well, I think that's the overall the issue with that is WWE's overall booking. They don't book their guys strong enough. Where like if you are in a feud that has nothing to do with a title, it doesn't mean anything because it's the booking just so crappy that since you don't have the characters, since you don't have the David versus the Goliath, or you don't have like the God versus the Devil, like no one cares about these feuds. So if you did have guys that had actual credibility, they don't need to fight over titles all the time. They can fight over like just having conflict.
Exactly
But
right.
then
The other feud should build the guy up to look like they could beat the shit out of whoever the champion is.
But then that's
Right.
the thing too, because AEW does the total opposite. Because you know how we say they don't book, WWE doesn't book the guy strong enough, and then AEW doesn't book the top contender strong enough. Look at example last night. The Adam Cole fought Jake Atlas. Jake Atlas, and you look at that match. There's plenty of times you're like, yo, Adam Cole should have won this match like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Why is it like Jake Atlas have all this offense?
And
Like
that goes back to AEW's philosophy as a company.
Yeah.
Every match is going to be a pay-per-view quality match.
and I
no
agree
matter
because
who
Jake
it
Atlas
is.
is one hell of a superstar.
Unless it's a storyline like Wardlow, all of his matches are going to be
Black
47 seconds and beating the shit out of whoever. But that's a storyline driven thing. If it's
Yeah,
not
but it's-
necessarily storyline driven, go out there and knock their socks off. But that's also where psychology goes out the window, which
exactly
is a
my
big
point.
complaint of mine when it comes to AEW. But who am I? I
No,
love
no,
AEW.
you're right.
I'm not saying I
do
don't.
too.
Like it.
I do too. Trust me.
That I agree with though. Why
Look what
are
they-
your top guys fighting these matching up with these no-namers? Technically, not saying Jake Atlas isn't a no-namer, but he's not a top-tier guy.
Compared to Adam
and
Cole, he's not. Yeah, it's
No.
compared
But
to
then
that,
the
yeah,
then the
he's
matches
not a
go-
top-tier guy, and
but the
Cole's
matches-
going out
the
there
match-
for a 20-minute marathon with him.
Yeah, exactly. The match is going. Just
How's he
as
going to
long
do
as
against the
Daniel
champion? Is
said.
that going to take 2 hours now? You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right, and it's like
I know it's
it-
ridiculous to think like that and over the top, but at the same time, like you said, psychology. So, especially if they're trying to attract new viewers and they see Adam Cole's first match last night, what do they think of Adam Cole after the first time ever seeing him?
No, they might look at Jake Atlas and be like, "Yo, who is this guy?"
yeah.
Right.
Definitely will, because now they're like, okay, Adam Cole's a top guy coming over from NXT or WWE. If they have seen him before, and if they haven't heard of Atlas, they're definitely going to pay attention to him now because
That
in
was
their
an
mind,
NXT match last night. If
Yeah.
you really think about
ROH.
it. Yeah,
That's all NXT was.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was a Triple H NXT match last night.
Facts. Yeah, a lot of this
I
stuff
can't wait till he's in
work out a lot
AEW.
of things. You said that again?
Can't wait till Triple H is in AEW.
There's no way that happens.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
What?
All right, so
What if they sell the company?
here's why that's
and
not
he no
gonna
longer
happen.
wants to be in it?
Here's why that's not gonna happen. Because if he goes to AEW, he has to be Paul Levesque. You can't be Triple H because that's a property owned by WWE.
And you think we
Well,
care
Triple
about
H-
that? You think we care about that?
I'm
Like,
saying
honestly,
it's just like
You think we care about
People
this? Fans still chant Undisputed Era.
I know, but like oh my god, that's Paul Levesque. Like who?
Okay, now we know. Come on, let's be clear. We know who he is, with or without this.
We know who he is, but it's
You
What if
just
it's
say
what if he
Undertaker,
goes
Mark
over?
Calloway.
Yo, what if
if
he
he's
goes
if
over?
he's not allowed to play the game, what's he playing now?
Yo, no. What if he
No
goes over there
Motorhead.
and changes his name to like Paul McMahon?
Who's that in?
What if he goes over there and changes his name to like Paul McMahon? Can't change. You can't copyright that.
You can't. Yeah, you can't.
I'll
copy
headbutt
it.
the wall if he does that.
But it's
I'm with
there's
ya.
no music, there's no entrance, there's none of that stuff. You can't.
You think Triple H can't get a Motorhead to make a song for him?
Well, Lemmy died, so
He can still bring out the water bottle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can't take that. You can't take away that from him.
that's not trademarked yet.
The big ass
He-
NXT shirt is gonna be an AEW shirt.
Dry
on the shirt.
throat.
It's gonna be a
I
Coca Cola instead of water now, right?
think Hunter is a WWE lifer.
I know. I know. I mean,
Yeah.
we can hope. We can hope, right?
I mean, he's married. to
I do have to jump off though, guys. I just realized what time it was, but you guys have a good evening. Everyone listening, watching,
Where can we
commenting.
follow you at?
Oh, for me, at Real Adam Anthony James Martin. I had to think about that for a second. But yes, at Real Adam Anthony James Martin. I am the straight shoot in the suit. You can catch me with
I like that
Monday.
name. I like that name.
Oh, yeah.
Straight suit in the suit. I like that.
He's got a hoodie
Catch
on.
me.
He's exposing the business.
Yeah, I'm breaking kayfabe right now.
Yeah.
The fourth wall has been broken.
Ruh-roh.
Did you guys have a good night? It was awesome talking with you guys, Jared. I look forward to Monday when we catch up with Raw highlights and talk about that show.
We will be
For what it
Monday
is.
Night Raw. It's
Make
YouTube
sure you got
channel.
your your whatever you need to stay awake.
Oh yeah, I wasn't the one that
I'm
passed
in
out.
Miami. They have a lot of
That
that
was
stuff.
Jared.
We can't talk about that on here.
Just I'll leave that one alone.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
I'm not touching that one either.
All right, guys. You have a good night, eh?
Have a good one, Adam.
Peace.
See ya.
Cheers.
Got a question.
There was three.
What do you guys think of Hook?
I love Hook. I like that he's got the organic following that people are just kind of like he's
Which is
kind of like
crazy,
memifying
right?
him a little bit.
I was actually there for his debut,
Oh wow, what city was that?
Long Island.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, I missed that one.
Man, that was actually a good show. The way the crowd chanted for him when they found out through the commercial, like on Dynamite.
Yeah,
It was like after that, it was weird because it was just a Hook chant throughout the rest of the night.
Really?
Yeah.
he's a stud. He's got a good look. One thing I did notice when he fought the guy with the I think the tag can call like the Bears or something like that.
Oh,
They're
Bear
like,
Bronson.
Yeah. I thought he kind of bumped for Hook a little bit too much because this guy's a giant guy. He's taking like lariat clotheslines and stuff.
And that goes back a little bit to psychology.
Yeah.
Now, realistically, what's going on there? But
Well,
Hook's being built, if he's being built to be this larger than life kind of guy, then a guy that's a little bit bigger, it's not maybe not going to get a push. He's just going to be on the show.
I don't know about that.
To go over like that.
I don't know about
that's
that.
how
the visual kind of
that's how that goes.
Like the way the guy, like he clotheslines him and the guy does like a flip. It's like, yo, this dude's like 270 pounds, you know? Like,
right.
But then they also did the thing where he did the Rikishi drive on him and he got right back up.
Right.
Yeah.
But they said, they said that was a they said that was a throwback to his father because they said Taz used to no sell those too.
So was throwing around the big guy.
He used to throw Bam Bam Bigelow around like it was nothing.
Yep.
But I can kind of,
he's like Taz 2.0,
a little bit stockier, you know, like a strong, stocky guy. I can kind of see that. But
at least Hook is muscular, so it's not like he's flabby throwing these guys around. Looks like he's just been in the gym, just really working out. He just didn't put the size on yet.
Right.
But I do agree. I mean, I've seen him do that. It's off-putting when you're looking at that aspect of it. But for a casual fan, just seeing somebody out there doing that, it's like, holy shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kid's good though. He could. He looks like he could have been in part of Ravens flock in the 90s.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, I think just keep on slow rolling him. You know, continue with the block matches. He'll be the TNT champion probably like within this year. I can see that happening.
I could see, because as weird as it sounds, because of his organic following, I could for some odd reason see him leaving Team Taz.
With his father?
No, without. Because
that's what I'm saying. He's gonna leave the action with,
because I don't really think they anticipated this following that he got. And I think it's in a certain point where Taz is gonna be like, either that or they boot Ricky Starks out and make him the champ, and you make Ricky Starks the face.
I can see either what you said first, or if they kick Starks out, then they become a face duo.
Mm-hmm. But
father and son face duo.
Yeah, it has to be because you can't boo Hook right now.
No, and like
so
you
like
said,
that's like one problem with that's one problem with AEW. They have so much talent and not enough TV time. Like you have so many guys that you can't even push at all. You don't have so much show and only so much Dark Elevation. Like how do you push all these guys?
But I actually watched Dark and Dark Elevation. And like Dark Elevation has like 12 matches. Dark has like 20.
Well, that's because what they do. I've had 3 different friends that's been on Dark. That when they go in and they're going to do a Dynamite or whatever, they'll stay till wee hours of the morning just having matches to help these guys out, kind of, I guess, to spot talent. So, I mean, you're talking, especially back when they were doing the whole
when there was a pandemic
style.
Yeah, because I remember watching certain shows where they would talk about how like it was like 2:00 in the morning. They would actually say it on the show, and they'd be like, "Yeah, it's like 1:00 in the morning," and these guys are getting reps in.
But I agree with you, Jared. When you have 736 people on your roster, and you got 2 hours of, we'll say 3 hours of like primetime television. You got guys like Christian managing. You have, you got guys that could really be doing something for you somewhere.
Yeah, but you kind of, but you look at Christian, but you could kind of look at Christian too and be like, let him just manage right now. He doesn't have to wrestle. Like they actually let him run with the Impact title for like 2 or 3 months. He beat Kenny. Like they think about it, like you can't even take that away from him. He pinned Kenny Omega in the ring on the first ever Rampage. So. Like not a lot of guys could actually say that.
And here's just one example, but you got all these guys that how are you ever going to legitimately push somebody if they're on TV
like
once a month?
Yeah, like Brian Cage has been just sitting. We haven't seen him.
Oh, he'll be in WWE soon.
I can see that. If he fits in that mold.
Yep, he'll be at WrestleMania or the night after WrestleMania.
I guess I'll have those reserves to pull from.
Yeah. And that's the other thing with AEW. At any point, WWE can release like some great talent that it might be interested in. Like, you want to take the Bray Wyatts and stuff like that. You want to have spaces for those guys if the opportunity presents itself.
You say Bray Wyatt. I just seen earlier where Macaulay Culkin of all people.
Oh, I read that. I know what you're going with that.
Saying that he had some good ideas for Bray Wyatt.
He even talked about how repetitive the matches have been.
I guess just getting through the holiday season here, just seeing anything with Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah,
I know, right? Chuckle. It's crazy, right? It is, right?
Such a drop ball Bray Wyatt. Such a drop ball with Bray Wyatt.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
they drop ball on a lot of wrestlers if you think
With
about
everybody.
it. You could do a whole show on who they dropped the ball on.
Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, Bray Wyatt, Ricochet.
Right. Well, I guess when you have so much to do and you just sometimes it doesn't stick.
I mean, can we really sit here and say they dropped the ball on people they've made world champion though?
Yes.
When you get beat by Goldberg.
Yeah, exactly. And when you have guys that could be potentially new, like a new generation of like main eventers, WrestleMania main eventers, and they're like now released.
You know what's
then,
crazy?
yeah, they definitely dropped the ball on it.
I think the only person that
I don't know who he had heat with.
I think the only person that WWE actually saved face when it comes to wrestlers was Lashley.
They revitalized his career for sure.
Because
Yeah,
remember, at one point he was losing to everybody.
Yeah, he had a
And
great
I was like,
championship run.
yeah, and he was. But
But
he
then they
was
screwed the
losing to
Hurt
everybody.
business. Everyone loved the Hurt business.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take the good with the bad sometimes, I guess.
I know, but why can't it just be good all the time? Wow.
We all wanted Hurt Business versus New Day versus Usos at Survivor Series. We didn't get none of that.
Listen though, if they always gave us what we wanted, we wouldn't be here.
If they always gave us what we wanted, there would be no AEW.
That's
That
fair.
is true. That
If
is
you're really
true.
going to be technical about it.
We are one Cody Rhodes title win away from not having no AEW at
We're
all.
one Cody Rhodes title away of going back to WWE, right?
Yeah, the
Ah,
butterfly effect. If Cody Rhodes just won the world championship like one time,
Man. Actually, I wouldn't even be mad. If he was a heel doing it, I wouldn't even be mad. But like this whole, I'm still a baby face, but I'm really not a baby face, but I'm beating all the baby faces, and
I
I'm
like
still coming out the baby face tunnel. But
I
my
like
wife
it.
comes out there.
There's a
But my
term
wife
for
comes out there. But my wife comes out the heel tunnel. But nobody pays attention to that. Like
I
it's
never-
just you never
there's a term
noticed
for
that.
that.
You
There's
never
a
I
term
never
for that.
noticed that.
Okay, so look, when you ever
called
look
a
at Cody's
tweener.
entrance, when you ever look at Cody's entrance, right? He comes out the
Yeah.
middle, right?
Yep.
And then Arn comes out the face tunnel. Brandy comes out the heel tunnel.
Okay, I gotta pay attention to that. But
Just
she's
look
like
at
she's such a heel.
Yeah,
She
but
is
she's
such
his
a heel.
wife.
She's annoying.
She's his wife, though.
Yeah, she's so annoying.
Like, watch it. Go back and watch a Cody entrance. Like when she was coming out with him, she comes out
Yeah.
the heel tunnel.
I gotta check that out.
Just like Danielson still comes out the face tunnel.
Well, he said he never returned. He just being.
He never
He
turns,
is.
but it calls the fans idiots.
That's true. Yeah,
It makes
Truth
no
hurts
sense.
sometimes.
He's
but
fickle.
they are idiots.
They're fickle. They're fickle.
I love Brian Danielson.
Yeah, it's
Listen,
a
I do
lot
that
of
all the
names
time.
right, too.
They just have to be interchangeable. Everybody's gonna have to understand. Brian Daniel and Daniel Bryan, whatever.
Right, yeah.
Whatever.
Just call him Danielson. That's all you gotta do.
There you go.
DB. But yeah, I would have to say that they've just because you won the world title, they still can drop the ball on you for sure. Let me look at CM Punk.
We
Huh?
can do a whole show on that too.
Yeah,
And,
people they
You
drop
know,
the
I
ball.
mean, sometimes you don't send the crowd home happy on purpose so that you can continue something.
Oh, like every time the WWE wrestler wrestles in their hometown.
Yeah. What did? Oh no, I was gonna say Bianca Belair, but I think she got a man slam, I think, and through a table when she was in Knoxville in front of Kane.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I
Yeah,
remember that.
Bianca's
Maybe.
had a hell of a year last year.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that match at WrestleMania, I was there. That was the real deal.
She's supposed to actually get the title match at WrestleMania this year.
against Becky Lynch.
Yep.
Makes sense.
They're gonna go back full circle.
Sasha's out 6 to 8 weeks.
Bailey's
Like,
coming back at the Rumble.
Yeah, Bailey's got to come back at the Rumble. I love Bailey too. She's a great heel.
She's going right after Charlotte though. You can see it coming.
And Alexa Bliss is going to be back soon. Hopefully it would not without the whole Fiend gimmick.
What if
There was nothing
they
wrong
might?
with like Twisted Bliss or whatever her name is.
It'd be crazy if they
yeah.
like tease it at first, like when she comes out, but then they stop, and then the music goes back to her old music. She's like regular
Yeah.
Alexa again.
I
Yeah,
think they don't have that
I-
contract with TFO anymore, so it's probably just some
Oh, probably some
Generic.
generic music. Yep.
yeah. But yeah, there was nothing wrong with that Alexa Bliss when her original gimmick.
Right.
The
The whole Fiend
whole
gimmick
goddess?
kind of didn't make any sense once the Fiend wasn't there anymore. And
Yeah, and she
it just
stole his
got-
whole gimmick.
Yeah,
Lily with the
I
doll.
think that was like an okay like COVID era gimmick when everything got kind of weird and cinematic.
yeah.
Which is that's a whole episode in itself.
Mhm.
was hard to grasp that kind of thing. The whole cinematic matches, all that kind of thing. I wasn't a fan, but that's something we can talk about later. But
yeah,
I do hope that it's old school Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
it was nothing wrong with that gimmick. It's real. It's like, it was cool, and she definitely improved in the ring since when she first started. She was very good. She, like, even her facials and stuff, and her movements and stuff were great.
And I think that's what probably that gimmick really did help with, because it was the whole, like, this whole psychotic, like, you really got to buy into it and you got to portray it in the right way. And I think she did good with it, but it just grew stale.
So now is Bianca Belair in the Royal Rumble this year? Did she declare already, or?
Nah, but I think she'll be in it.
Sure.
But do you think she'll go back to back and win?
No, I think Bailey's gonna win.
So then we Bailey versus who? Who's it?
Charlotte.
Bailey versus Charlotte.
Yeah, then I think Bianca will probably win like an elimination chamber match or something like that.
Well, what about Charlotte Asuka 3?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
I love Asuka, man.
I do too, but I feel like they ruined her career. Yeah, there you go, another one. Matter of fact, there you go, another one who dropped the ball and she was a champion.
Vicious in NXT.
She should be dominant just like Charlotte and Becky is.
I would agree with that. But unfortunately, Vince likes English and
blondes.
What I thought would have been great if they would have paired Asuka with Alexa Bliss when she was injured, and Alexa Bliss could be like her mouthpiece because she's great on the mics.
Imagine. I don't and the funny thing, I don't think WWE would ever thought of that.
No. You could have easily paired them too. Just give her a manager. Make her a Paul Heyman girl.
Oh. Well, you could have had her as a killer.
Yeah. She was in NXT.
Yeah. Paul Heyman could have had a whole stable. Could have had Brock. He could have had Ronda Rousey. Could have had Shayna Baszler.
Oh, another drop ball. Why is Shayna Baszler not like a killer? Like, why is she not like a
Sonya
she's
Deville.
a legit UFC fighter? Like,
Sonya Deville
badass, and she like loses to like Carmella and stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel about the whole? And what this kind of plays into is the idea of everybody that's on the main roster is that any gimmick from NXT won't get over with the big crowd, right?
Stupid.
Which I think is a little bit why they're trying to do this whole NXT 2.0 thing, because now NXT is WWE Light, right?
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I
mean,
so you're gonna sit here and tell me Karrion Kross's gimmick would not have gotten over on a bigger stage with
right.
Scarlett?
And they don't even give it a chance, and they give him
Never
this
gave it
stupid
a
ass
shot.
helmet and send him out there and something that is not going to get over.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's crazy.
They scarred that man so bad he got a head full of hair now.
Yeah, right. I think well, again, like there's a segment of the audience that watches NXT and is also going to tune into Raw and SmackDown. So I think it'd actually be cool to see like you take a character that's over and then all right, let's put him in a different environment and to see how he interacts in this new environment with new characters and new, challenges and stuff like that.
And
but
maybe he's not over right away, but you got to give it a chance.
Exactly.
Yeah, why not have that continuity? I think we fall in love with these characters, and that's why they're on the main roster because they're over in the little leagues.
If you want NXT to be like, I mean, if that's the developmental or the transition or whatever, it's really this third brand now that it's on live television. Why completely change whenever they go over? People don't change when they go from Raw to SmackDown. You know what I mean?
Just like
right.
Just like the fact that what makes no sense to me is that why all of a sudden now you can have all this cross promotion with NXT and Raw and SmackDown, but you didn't do it when Triple H was in charge.
Well, I mean, it looks like the powers that be are just kind of looking to sabotage everything that Triple H.
Oh yeah, obviously you can tell.
Yeah,
fight all his inner people.
Like, dude, they had a big gold X that Braun Breaker just kicked through.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Triple H is gonna get fired too. It's only a matter of time.
2.0.
That's gonna be crazy. Man, is he? So you think Triple H is fireable? I don't want to wish that on that guy. But he's in the family.
The only way I could see that happening is if him and Stephanie like divorce or something, and then I still don't know then because that's tough.
Because if they divorce, you might be talking about that man getting half of 50% of everything she owned.
Right.
So
what does she own?
She owns the first W in WWE.
Yeah.
So he might be
gets a B.
Nah, he'll turn it into an H.
Yeah, he'll want his name back. Or that's what I was thinking too with all these recent NXT cuts. I wonder like how bulletproof is Shawn Michaels? Is Shawn Michaels?
Shawn Michaels gonna get fired too.
That's crazy. It's Shawn Michaels.
But that might be why they got rid of so many others, because if it's budget cuts.
But Shawn Michaels,
you're going to cover Shawn Michaels' salary is going to be a lot more than everybody else is there. I don't care what anybody says. He's not going to make a coach's salary. He's going to make a Shawn Michaels salary.
Yeah. It's the experience he has, and just off the bat, off the strength of his experience and who he is, like
if
I'm telling you
Triple H is unfireable, Shawn Michaels is 1A. He's a lifer.
If Shawn Michaels get fired, man, I don't care how you do it. Tony Khan better open the checkbook. Bring that man's knowledge and experience. You better open the checkbook. I don't even think he would have to even do that much, because I think you have guys like Adam Cole and Tony Khan's ear, like, we got to get this guy on board. I think Tony Khan, just for name recognition alone, would bring Shawn Michaels out.
Well, he'd have to be.
I don't think Shawn would go.
I don't think so either. But I don't know, maybe, because I think Shawn might look at it how they treat legends over there. Tony might be like, yo, I'll pay you this amount of money for one more match, and you can fight Adam Cole. One match.
He tried that already. He's not doing it anymore.
Nah, yeah, but look who he was in the ring with.
Legends.
Yo, Kane's mask fell off in the match. That's how bad that match was.
Nah, I think Shawn Michaels, his in-ring career is done. And
So
and then if he goes anywhere else, he's Michael Hickenbottom as well. So
that's true. Oh, I forgot about that. You can't even call him Michael Hickenbottom. Well, I don't know. I think Shawn Michaels might have enough pull to be able to keep his name.
Nah,
he doesn't have enough pull to break copyright law.
Yeah, exactly. You really think Vince is gonna allow his IP to go to a competitor?
You don't think that this might not have even been discussed already? This might not have been handled years ago?
To my understanding, I think Vince McMahon owns the name John Cena, and I think he also owns the name The Rock. So if he's not letting that go, he's not letting Shawn Michaels go.
I think John Cena might. No,
it's crazy how they can own the rights to your name.
Yeah, I guess it's like
I think that might be his actual name.
It is,
but it's like. There was an interview years ago. He was on Howard Stern. He was saying that, like, Vince McMahon owns John Cena the name, because if it wasn't for Vince McMahon, John Cena the person wouldn't even have that platform. So therefore, Vince McMahon has the rights to own that name. That's how John Cena explained it himself, which makes sense, because without the platform, there is no John Cena.
No, no doubt.
Shawn Michaels going to AEW as Michael Shawn. There you go.
The coronary break.
The coronary fix kid.
Yeah.
That's funny. the coronary fix kid.
No, but no, please, no more Shawn Michaels matches, please.
Shawn Michaels. I would pay Shawn Michaels versus Omega one time.
It's not going to be good. It's not going to be
15 years ago.
Yes. I still think Shawn Michaels.
Not even 15 years ago, but.
But it's not gonna be good, man. It's not gonna live up to the expectations. This guy's like 55 years old. We gotta let these things go.
Okay, so
I would love to see Michael Jordan play again too, but
okay, so Sting is like 62, and we think this guy looks like he wrestles like he's in his 30s again.
No, but with Sting matches,
protected.
They just bump.
I mean, so you don't think Shawn Michaels can't be protected?
Huh?
With the right wrestler?
Well, I think.
But when has Shawn Michaels ever just went out and kind of? I don't want to say half-assed, but just
so you don't think Shawn Michaels?
So you're not going to want to do that.
So you don't
he's
think
going out there to do all the work.
So you don't think today's time Shawn Michaels can't put on a match with Adam Cole and it don't be like maybe like a 3-star, 4-star match?
Well, the thing is, I think Shawn Michaels would want to come out of retirement to have the Sting match, the Sting Dynamite match. I think he wants to have Mr. WrestleMania how we remember him. So if he can't do that, he's not going to do it.
Bring him at All Out versus Adam Cole one time.
Well, okay, it would be Adam Cole versus Michael Hickenbottom.
It would be Adam Cole versus Michael Shawn.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna go for that.
You know what's crazy? I think old school Shawn Michaels, like late 90s Shawn Michaels, would have just went right to AEW. Like, I don't care, I'm still Shawn Michaels, and he just would have dealt with the financial consequences. Like, I'm just.
That's not him dealing with it though. That's the company dealing with it.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't want. Yeah.
Well, Tony Khan's father makes more money than Vince anyway. I'm pretty sure they could come out with some type of buyout.
For IP, nah. Vince is not letting go of The Undertaker. He's not letting go of any of those big giant names. You know, Cody had a hard time getting his name back.
That is true.
You know? And he's not Shawn Michaels. No disrespect to Cody.
You seem like the only person that had an easy time getting his name with no problem was Billy Gunn.
Yeah, I don't know how he did that, or how Chris Jericho was able to keep his name all these years. Also, I would wonder that as well.
But then you got to look at guys like Samoa Joe and AJ Styles too.
I think that was part of their deal when they signed in. They didn't sign over the rights to their name.
Yeah.
I couldn't
That's
picture
a good
AJ Styles
point.
being somebody
Why
else.
some and not others?
Yeah, I couldn't picture AJ Styles debuting and like, oh my God, that's whatever his name is, Alan Jones. Like that's the phenomenal Alan Jones. Like, wait, what?
Oh, can't say phenomenal.
The spectacular
Alan Styles.
It's spectacular Alan. What's he doing here?
Oh my God, he would have been buried faster than anything if that would have been his name. He'd have been released already.
Yeah, spectacular Alan.
The spectacular Alan Styles.
Yeah.
The stylistic Alan Jones. How about that? There you go. He'd have been a dancer.
That's probably better, actually.
Yeah, he'd have been a dancer.
That's still an AEW dark name for sure.
Stylistic Adams. Yeah, it is. It is.
Getting squashed by Powerhouse Hobbs or something.
Yeah.
Who's this jobber? But I'm going to wrap up, guys.
Yes,
it's been fun.
It's been a good hour. I've covered
time went by pretty fast.
That went by fast, yeah. I had a couple more meetings to go. But thanks for watching, people. I'm going to get out of here. You can follow me at Jared Never Sleeps. I'll see you this week. Wrestling Never Sleeps. We got Adam and myself on Monday. Then we got Tyrell and Adam on Tuesday for NXT. And we'll catch up with Travis next week for sure. We got a couple things.
I can be on Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday? Okay, cool. Adam.
So I'll let you and Adam do Tuesday. Then I'll do Wednesday.
All three.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Got you. We'll figure it out. All right, guys. Thank you. I'll see you, people.
All right. Peace out.
Ciao.